Greetings to everyone. I've had an idea this morning that I wanted to play this one particular tune, which is just one of the great tunes in Irish music called The Musical Priest. And I was spending the week, I think I was saying last week that I was paying attention to lots of old recordings, and the Musical Priest definitely pops up quite a bit in the Chicago repertoire of years ago. I've been listening to music pretty much from the 50s. People like Eleanor Kane Neary, Jimmy Neary, her husband, on the fiddle, Eleanor on the piano, Johnny McGreevy on the fiddle, Patty McGovern on the flute, a bit of Joe Durain on the accordion with them. Different people visiting, Patsy Cawley, an old-time fiddle player too, that would be visiting them from New York, and lots of old recordings as well from Ireland. I was lucky that the last time I was in North Carolina and visiting with Ken and Joan Cope, that they, Ken especially, spoke about some recordings he had gotten from a university nearby, and there are bits of players from Ireland on there, including Paddy Fahey, and I'm going to say in particular, I was listening this week to some of Junior Crean, the great fiddle player from Clare, and listening to his style. And you know, there's nothing like grabbing your fiddle and playing along, because you'll learn more almost doing it that way, to actually put your hands on what you're hearing. So I just turned on track after track of Junior Crean, and it's tunes I know, but he'll have a lovely little turn. And I think he probably must have decided on a lot of these turns, because if the tune was played twice, you'd hear the same little lick again. It's not really a lick, just a choice of notes that wouldn't be what I would have played and what I'd hear a lot of people playing. So very nice experience. And like I say, you could be listening to that and bopping around your house, but it makes a difference if you actually get out your fiddle and try to play along to it. And so you can grab a new note for your repertoire. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to say, is that if you actually attempt to try what you're hearing, yeah, it can definitely be more of an experience. So when I was thinking about the Musical Priest, it's a tune I recorded some time ago. I played a tune called The Golden Legs. It was The Golden Legs before it, and then went into the Musical Priest. Oh no, maybe there might have been 3 tunes in a row, but I'll look it up for you and I'll write it in our notes. And for whatever reason, I played that tune in a different key and did do some variations for it. But today I'm just enjoying sitting down with this reel in the regular key, which is kind of B minor, and just playing it and grabbing things. So I just want to take you along on a little practice today. And I'll try to think out loud. So the first part. Boy, it's such a nice flow to this tune. It's so nice with the fingers, so enjoyable to play it. There's little jumps along the way. So before I hopped on, I was realizing that this little hop at the start. And when I take that little jump, and it's from an F sharp to a B, the first thing that occurred to me was, how far is that jump? So I'm going from an F sharp, and if I climb up, So it's a fourth. So it's not a third, it's a fourth. So if I think about that jump, and of course it's ending with, after you're just going a second back. So you're going. And I can play with the idea that if I wanted to do that same jump, the tune actually could all go up together. Interesting. If I want, I can also keep climbing up the fiddle and see how far I can get. But if I, instead of a G, I went to a G sharp, then my jump would be to there, which is a little more awkward. Not gonna lie. I don't know if Paddy Fahey liked these ideas of finding those moments where you can just do the same jump but do it in a different spot, but maybe just stay as a B minor tune, but then throw one of those in just as a variation. It seems like he really liked doing that, and I think I like doing it a lot too. But let's see if I can fit it in somewhere. So I can change the key there. Well, now that's of course a different animal that just happened there. Instead of going, I went. Then I used that G. And instead of changing the key of the tune, I just, boy. Okay, now, as I said, I didn't know quite what I was going to do, but just taking that thing, I was able to do this nice little climb, right? Where I just went. So I went. So let's see what else I find. I'm just going to play now, and I know this melody so well. Hopefully you know this tune really well too, guys. So let me play this first part a few times. So now I'm grabbing. Interesting. Maybe I do a little triplety things as we go along. So I was doing some repeating there. I'm kind of even keeping my feet going just so it don't stop. So So that was just a decision to go somewhere else on the fiddle. Being like the composer here, where I'm not tied to the tune being the way it is, and I can grab these little moments. 3 notes are right next to each other. I can keep that going, or I can find a spot a little later on and add it back in. So let's go to the second part and see what happens. So like the first part of the tune, it's so nice that you get to go 4 measures and repeat them. And I think that happened in the first part. Just repeat them. So then in the second part, kind of a perfect little bit of composing, this tune, because boy, that all really works for me. I mean, I can, if I wanted to go, I could repeat that. That was kind of clever. Let's say I want to ignore it now. So that's the thing too, is that you can just say, I don't want to play that. And you start picking things that are not that. So I just kind of completely avoided those notes at the beginning of those phrases. The last part, there's a couple of different ways I already know of playing this last part. So most people play it this way now. But I'm sure, and maybe it was James Morrison, that, and definitely Andy McGann, liked to do. So knowing those 2 different ways, I can probably choose one time, choose another one another time. And so it can end up being like. So let me play with it then. Let's say, well, now I'm not tied to either version. And occurs to me that I'm also falling on some of the notes of a really nice version that fiddle player Kellum Throgmorton from out in, well, he used to live in Illinois and lives in Colorado, did this one time. So I'm really going at a speed here, but all of this could be slowed down, you know, so you can go. And it gives you time to think of. So I'm going to challenge you to give a go to the musical priest for one thing, and also we're in B minor, and actually the second part flirts with a lot of D. It starts in the key of D. Yeah, maybe it just ends on the B minor again there. Sound, and then you're off into your third part with B minor. So when I recorded this myself, I played it in a different spot, and so maybe I'd also challenge you to see if you can pick out what's going on in this version. At least the last time through, basically goes like this. So it had all that kind of interesting stuff in the middle there. But I'm going to play it 3 times through, and I'll just say that at the end, I always loved doing this. So here we go. There you go. Hey, finally, I was looking this tune up on this site called tunearch.org, and arch for archive, so tunearch, one word, .org. And when I looked up the musical priest, and it has been in loads of different music books, but I thought it was very interesting to see that the Scots composer William Marshall had a strathspey that was called Belhelvie House, and it said that the Gows renamed it North Bridge of Edinburgh, or the North Bridge of Edinburgh. If you go to that site, which I'm just going to do really quickly here, Belhelvie House is spelled Belhelvie, and that tune is in 3 flats, and it goes like this. Okay, bad playing by me, but that's the tune, isn't it? And it's collected, or the source is Marshall, 1822. Yikes.